Okay, so let's see what else. What is the best direction for me to go? Yes, it's not going the way that I thought that I would have liked it to go. If it's happening, that's great. If it doesn't, well, then it doesn't. It's because there is something better for me. You have to let go of not trying to have an answer. There are so many questions. It's like a Pandora box. When you start, it doesn't stop, which is true. When you start, it doesn't stop, but there is always a progression. Why do you need to do that? You have no idea, but why do you want to know? Why do you need to do that? Episode 32, start on the strong notes. We are preparing some vegan cheese, something that I have seen online the other day on YouTube. And right now it's the prep time. It's about letting soaking for 20 minutes the oats with some water. It's a vegan. Yeah, I said that vegan cheese. And I'm gonna make it simple with what? Oh, some cumin powder for the taste. And I am very excited. Saturday already. It's so easy when I do not have to measure specifically the day of the week because every day are the same here. I don't remember if it rained still during the night, probably. So it's still wet a lot. So far, the weather is, when I said it's good, it's not raining. It's still cloudy, but it's still working. I feel like cooking, as you can see, doing a vegan cheese. I am missing cheese. Not particularly because I am French, because I believe that it's not because you are part of the country that produces a lot of cheese that all French people are super high cheese people. But I'm missing a lot cheeses, that's for sure. And here in Mexico, even more. Everything is definitely importation. It's not that Mexico doesn't make Mexican cheese, but it's really not the same. And it's obviously convenient if you can do it yourself. Surrendering. That is the topic that I want to talk about today, most likely this afternoon. Surrendering can be in many phases and towards many things. And it can be a definition as easy, as simple as it can be a very complicated one, depending on whoever has to experience it and the different levels, because it's just, it's like an onion. It's like 100,000 layers of surrendering that at once you kind of think that you do understand. What does that mean? Yes, I have to let go. You're right. I know what you think. That's what it is, surrendering. But there is nuances inside that letting go, that not trying to control. Surrendering that in the middle of the jungle, in the rainy season, when you feel the tiredness coming in, that rush of boredom, of brain of the brain not focusing on anything, cannot concentrate beyond 5 minutes, and that's over. It's and you try and you try, and I know yet you do, and it doesn't work. So you have to, yes, let go, to give control, but beyond the words and beyond the first layer of the feeling, it takes really all the sense when you go deep inside, beyond when you go into a more profound understanding of, okay, I let it go. because you have to be fine with that. You have to be actually more than that. And you have to celebrate the fact that, okay, nothing is going to happen. I have to let go. Or the fact that, well, I wanted to go in that direction and it doesn't happen. Okay, so let's see what else. What is the best direction for me to go? What is the best course of action for me that I have to take? But with excitement and celebration. Because from that moment of surrender, of complete surrender, when you are placing yourself into celebration, it's a deeper feeling or level of surrendering. It's not just like, okay, I let go. You can do whatever you want. You have some low energy, low vibrations with that statement, with that reaction. No, you have to put yourself in a place where you are high. That's why you have the excitement. And that's why it can be so difficult depending on the situation, the environment of what you are experiencing. And you know that I can relate to this. And when you are facing a situation and you are um, completely surrendering and you are celebrating that, you know, yes, it's not going the way that I thought that I would have liked it to go. Like I didn't get the job of the French teaching position at the school, but it wasn't a disappointment. Or I didn't even, try to push or whatever. Even, when it was so darn difficult to even get the interview, even to do that, to make that happen, it started more and more to feel like, whatever. If it's happening, that's great. If it doesn't, well, then it doesn't. It's because there is something better for me. And that is placing yourself on the position of surrendering, but of celebration. Because if you are put in a place of you have to surrender, it's because there is something way better for you coming in. One of the difficult part is not trying to know. You may know the destination, or you want to go in a specific destination that everything will be fine, or just like for me, that I'm gonna generate again some money one way or another. But it's the whole in between of, okay, how is it going to happen? You have to let go of not trying to have an answer, not trying to know, not trying to control, because that's what it is. Not knowing, it's wanting to control. It's the anticipation. You want to know what to do. Sometimes you have to go in the trench and see where it leads, what is happening. Part of the surrender is not trying to know, not trying to control. It's like so darn difficult, right? Because we learn so much from society and especially from school and for work that you need to know what to do and how to do the what you're supposed to do, the results of what you're supposed to get. So I'm not saying that this is something that you can translate with your work and your task, because it may very well be separate and different. What I'm talking right now, the surrender, is really about who you are, your true self, about the direction of your personal growth, of your spiritual growth. That transformation, that profound change, evolution, accepting that you are sitting in the driver seat, but you are not the one driving. You are not the one turning the wheel, kind of, but not really. You are not the one changing the speed. And this is something that is so difficult for all of us, to accept that we don't know. You don't know. Is it really where I am supposed to go? Where I am supposed to be? Do I stay here? There are so many questions. It's like a Pandora box. When you start, it doesn't stop, which is true. When you start, it doesn't stop, but there is always a progression. The more that you are capable of connecting with yourself at listening of how does it feel deep down inside, the easier it gets at surrendering, at letting go, and not trying to know, not trying to have an answer. And I'm not saying that it works like this. It's really, like I said, by layers. And some days it's easier than others. I've really not wondering. Even the simple wonder, the simple question, it's just what I like to call the nothingness or the limbo. It's like floating, but moving forward at the same time, but not really knowing where you are, seeing what is around, but suddenly you do this, suddenly you receive that, then you keep going. That is kind of the ultimate surrendering. And this is, by definition, exactly what I am experiencing. And I keep getting more and more into that total and profound surrender. Well, I don't know for you. You can leave in the comments, but I can tell you that some days it's easy, some others it is not, and some others it is tough. It doesn't go at the same speed as if you are typing the new code for the new program and that it is saved onto your internal hard drive. There is a bit of delay. Sometimes it's a fast code and sometimes it's not. So that it really doesn't make it easy. It's really forcing at being more humble with yourself, more kind with yourself, more gentle with yourself. And I understand that it may not be the same for everyone. I am at the moment in the middle of the jungle. I have the space, the luxury of time to go through it, to experience it. But at the same time, I am in this environment because I had to let go more and more and more and more of everything, to surrender so much that in alignment, it brought me here where I have to keep surrender, when I have to keep letting go of any control of trying to know, to wonder. It's about keep diving at who I truly am and at becoming more and more that other me, empowering that other me, embracing that other me. It's sometimes it's funny because it's kind of a reminder of, oh yeah, this is, yeah, I like to do that. When you can feel, that like in deep down you would like to do to get up and dance like crazy in the middle of the kitchen. And you don't even care if others can see or what they can think. You just know deep down inside this is what you need to do. Why do you need to do that? You have no idea, but why do you want to know? Why do you need to do that? This is part of another form of surrender. It's do not question everything. Do not try to understand everything, every single step within the process of change, of transformation. And if you are a little bit like me, liking to understand the why of things, it is not an easy task. So it has to become easier. It has to make sense at getting used to the not knowing of the more and more surrendering of the more and more, or the less and less answer, the less and less making sense. But when you are doing a personal, but you are more now onto a spiritual journey, you are really digging so deep. Everything has to be changed. New path of thinking, of doing things has to be written. It's not even like, okay, this is the new way of doing things, because chances are that it's only temporarily. Maybe this is just now the way that I need to see, the way that I need to do things. I can, kind of quickly ask or wonder, is it even still going to be the norm next week or in 2 weeks? I don't know for you, but sometimes I don't even try to think about the upcoming week or the next week. Even worse, the next month. I think in this whole process, for me anyway, it has been to learn to not plan long term. And long term for me can be 2 weeks. Super long term can be a month. I really have no idea. And this is part of the surrendering. Because when you cannot have any answer, when it doesn't work, when you are facing that wall, remember the bird facing the wind and trying to resist, but the current is not in a specific direction. It's not favorable to the bird. So the more the bird is trying to go in that direction, but is resisting the wind, he's not moving. But when he's surrendering and let go, it's okay. So here I can go. But if I accept that, I go in a different direction, which leads me probably, certainly, in a better destination. That reflection, that analogy of the bird, this is something that I have pretty much all the time in my mind, and not obsessively of I do not want to be the bird. It's a reminder of when I feel sometimes that I'm not moving forward, or things are not moving up. I'm like, okay, am I actually right now the bird? Am I resisting the wind? Because it is so subtle. It's not all the time. It's not that easy that you can see that you are not. And it's not even the fact that you don't want to experience that. So I'm going to do my best at not. Well, because sometimes you have to experience it. You have to be the bird resisting the wind to have that understanding. And when you finally let go, oh, that's how you're supposed to feel it. Okay, now it makes sense. So for the next time, it's going to be easier. And it's going to be even more easier the next time, and the next one, and the next one. Because there are so many different possibilities of experiencing it. And it's not because you have understood once that it's going to be applied like this for all the different scenarios. So the art of letting go is not an easy one, but it's something, if you are willing to, that can be easily worked on every day. At the end of every day, to be grateful for what you have learned, what you have put into practice, the accomplishment that you had. Even if you feel that you didn't achieve anything, well, you did. Try to find the easiest, the smallest thing. The fact that I didn't question, that I didn't want it to know, was I supposed to do this today? Was I supposed to do that? It's like it's an accomplishment. I'm grateful and I am proud of the change. And so do you. Be proud of the changes, one tiny step at a time. Because in this whole new understanding and deepening of what it means to surrender, and how does it feel? How is it really going to transform? This is so massive that you have absolutely to celebrate each victory of understanding. And if the next day it seems to be similar and you are not understanding in that way, it's like, wow, at the end of the day, or maybe the next day, I will have understood the new surrender. And that would be amazing, because it's like, see it as an elevator. Every time that you understand and you apply better that surrendering, you can go higher and higher and higher. Your vibration keeps raising, and it's making such a difference. All of the difference, actually. To be grateful for everyone watching the videos, for everyone who are sharing the videos, who are subscribing. So thank you for the new subscribers. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe so I can reach the magical number of 222. That would be lovely. That will unlock. You know what? I'm curious to see how is it going to be once I will reach the 222 subscribers, the 222. But for this, I need you. I need you to subscribe. To have such an element with YouTube, the platform at filming and sharing. First, it's therapeutic for me of getting out of my shelf and being raw and unfiltered and share with everyone, which sometimes can be a bit tough. But at the same time, what matters to me has always been whatever lesson I have to get for my own life and my own experience, and that I know that is really custom made for me. But if someone else can get something out of it for themselves, so that is worth pouring myself out in front of the camera for you all, crying out for help, asking for support. If from everything that I experience and that I learn and that I understand and that I share with you, if it can make a difference, well, I am then beyond grateful. I don't know where my life, frankly, is going. I just know, and I have to admit that it is a profound change, something that is going to be big. I have no idea. But for that, I have to keep digging into that surrender, and I have to keep learning but applying about unconditional love for everyone else. And this is part of the surrender. Because if you are not at a place where you are ready to understand and to receive and to let go, well, surrendering is not going to happen the way that it's supposed to be for you.